Hello, guys and gals. Me, Mudahar, and welcome back to another episode of the podcast. If I sound really jittery, it's because a lot's gone on this week. I'm operating on like 30 minutes of sleep, an hour, 2 hours if I'm lucky, because a lot of stuff goes on. You know, today I've got Noxtaku, Oompaville is a little bit, we got a miscommunication with the timings. The time zones suck. But we got Atozy here. Atozy, you are a man that has been dodging lawsuits.
Left and right.
From one particular troll.
For a little bit too long now. But we're still here.
Now, I mean, thank God we are still here, because this is like, I've said this to, I've always said this to people, right? Like, when you get bullied and, like, when you're the target of somebody on the internet that's clearly malicious and bad, you got to play the waiting game, because at some point, things implode. And this is the waiting game. This is the implosion.
This
When
is like
did
the
YouTube
most unexpected
drama
implosion
become-
ever, though. To be honest.
So, to give the audience context, if you don't watch any of our channels and you happen to click on this video through some, some algorithm bait, okay? There's a channel known as Bitboy, okay? Bitboy Crypto used to be one of the most...
You're just like,
I'm ripping
alright,
the
we're
Band-Aid.
gonna rip the Band-Aid
Dude,
off.
I'm ripping the Band-Aid
Oh,
straight
God.
the f*** off here, okay? There's a lot to go down. Now, Bitboy Crypto is a prominent name in cryptocurrency hypebeasting. Now, if you guys know about a dude named Jim Cramer, if you're old, back in the day, this man used to hype stocks, businesses like crazy. It was actually a meme that if you followed the exact opposite financial advice his dumbass gave, you may actually be a billionaire at some point in your life. Now, Bitboy is much like that. Bitboy is the kind of guy where cryptocurrency companies would create like poo coin, shit coin, ass coin, all these stupid coins, go up to Bitboy and his company and ask for advertising, and they would just talk about this coin, basically pump it to high heavens, allegedly, and he made a lot of money that way. And Atozy, you covered it
Through
too,
smart
with, like, Pam
investments.
Token.
That's how he made his money.
Atozy, can you explain to us like how wild some of these investments have been? Like, with some of the stuff that Bitboy has said throughout the years that would be a little questionable
Well,
if a federal agency got their hands
The
on it.
reason I made a video on him originally was because there was this token called Pamp Token that he made this whole video on, and throughout the entire video it was very obvious that he was being paid to shill this. Like, there was no other reason he would be doing that or doing that video. And then within this video, he also said, this coin can only go up in value. That's because of the advanced systems of DeFi. It can only go up in value. And then that thing went plummeting harder than anything else, all the way to zero. The devs ran off with the money, from what I understood of it. And he deleted the video. But thankfully, as soon as I saw that video, I was like, I'm going to save that for later, because there's no way this ends well.
I love how, like, all of us think the same way, whether it's you, me, Caleb, Coffee. It's like, as soon as we see something up, we have, like, a bookmark,
Yeah, no,
like,
literally.
YouTube video downloader, like, right there, like a fucking macro ready to go.
Yes, sir.
Like, it was, I remember when Fuzi had that whole stream, like the night of his, like,
Oh, gosh.
when he swatted himself and
yep,
shit.
Yep.
Dude, I have a macro. I have one of those gamer keyboards where, like, macro 1 to 5 is like it's already set. Like, macro 1, start OBS, hit record. Like,
no.
like, as soon as I see up shit, I just rush to my keyboard, tap, and I'm like, I'm gonna need that for later. Like, that's the same shit I do for some of these, like, scam, like, videos, or like some of these, like, cryptocurrency guys. It's like, you just download, you archive, you keep it ready to go. They're like, what people don't realize is, like, looking into this shit, it's like looking right into the abyss, except we haven't ended up, like, scamming people with cryptocurrency ourselves. But it actually with me a lot, because these guys make a shit ton of money. Like, people don't understand, like, crypto Twitter, financial Twitter, like, it doesn't look like it has a lot of people watching, because there's, like, maybe 5,000 views on each podcast.
So it's,
like,
it's
that
better.
they do,
It's
or, like, a
every
video.
tweet has like 6 likes on it, and you're like, no one
Yeah.
actually believes any of this stuff.
Well, I remember the craziest shit. This is like back during I think it was the Save the Kid stuff. I was talking to one of the coin guys, and all of them were degenerates, right? Like, there was no good person amongst any of them. But I remember when the topic of Sam Pepper came up, and they were telling us I brought up his Twitter account, like, same thing, Nux. I was like, he's getting like 3 likes maybe. One of them is him, I think. The other might be the mom. I don't know. And like, how much do you pay for it? And they were like, yeah, 4,000. I'm like, wait a minute, you paying $4,000? There are sponsors that don't pay that much for what the.
No, it's
like
insane.
I'm sitting there in disbelief.
Like
you
it's
know?
a
Like, these people
lot
are
of
making-
money for this stuff. It's crazy.
But the thing is, the scam works this way, Nux. So the scam is like this. Like, let's say that I made Nux coin. I'm a coin developer because the way that this works is the coin guys have the most money. Like they're sitting with like hundreds of thousands, right? So I'm gonna go to your guys' channel. Like, if I told you, both of you, that I was gonna give you $20,000 to promote a coin, right? You guys had no fucking morals. That's a big jump in what you would get from a sponsor, right?
Yeah.
I assume. So 20 grand for one post. Most people might just say yes to it. Now the thing is,
Honestly,
because of your
I
audience,
can almost I empathize with in a way with people that do it. 'Cause I get it. It's a ton of money, and you can like plead ignorance that you don't really know what you're promoting. You don't know if it's a scam. Like you don't.
Yeah.
No one actually believes what you're saying anyway. Listen, when I say Raid Shadow Legends is better than Elden Ring, like let's be real here. It's probably not. Like no one really takes it seriously. It's like.
yeah,
But
but the
ultimately,
thing
you're
is, it's
scamming
like
people.
they gave you 20, but like because of your fan base, they ended up making like 70 or some shit, right? Like
Yeah.
people funneled their cash in, and then you're just the cost of business for them. Like that's how this whole thing works. So anytime these crypto guys shill a token or whatever, right? Whether it be Pamp Coin or Cum Coin or all that shit. And no matter what technology they have firing up on it behind the scenes, it's not as if, like, on average, and I've said this, like, very blatantly, on average in any video, like the last one I covered with Bitboy, I was like, bro, on average, you're looking at a 99% loss. That's the average, okay? Like,
It's a
that
terrible
is the
track record.
average of loss.
It's actually worse than Kramer.
Consistently you lose. Yeah, like every token promoted consistently has lost 99%. And it's not even just tokens, it's like NFTs, the whole market. Dude, it's so fucked up. Like I feel like this is like an entire industry that has monetized Stockholm syndrome or some shit, cuz even other like straight up nonsense garbage that I've looked at in the past, like Earth 2.0, all of this crap, never went anywhere, still to this day has the most loyal fucking remaining fan base. Like, you could kill these people's mothers in front of them and they would still somehow fucking wire you cash.
It's like, because it's like, I guess it's all like unregulated penny stocks in a way. Because like,
Yeah.
these market caps of some of these coins are like sub $10 million, and then they're like shilling it like it's the next best thing, and then like any
Yeah, they're
volume
making it like
will
you're gonna be a
rock
billionaire
the
or some
price.
I remember explaining to another YouTuber, and I can't name this person, but like I remember having to explain to them because this is during the height of retail trading,
Oof.
and they were telling me, it's like, dude, this thing is going to the moon. I just put $100,000 into this one stock. I'm like, you put 100,000 right now? They're like, yeah, and I'm like, that's why it shifted, because you put in a ton of cash at once, right? Like I had to explain to them how
Oh
price
my
movements
god,
happen.
no!
Insanity.
So he was the liquidity.
Dude, he was the liquid. He was like, yeah, dude, it's going to the moon. I'm like, you're the guy. You're the guy that we're waiting for. Thank you. Like, what the fuck? but like the other big like thing about this too is obviously now Bitboy, for those of you who don't know, the last 30 days, okay? It's almost like I guess the best example is when you go to like a fucking when you go to like an observatory and they give you the history of the fucking Earth. This is the most imagine scrunching that shit down to this much. That's what we're looking at with Bitboy. In the last 28 days, he has lost his company. All right, he does not own his channel anymore. It seems he's lost Bitboy Crypto. That's
What?
fucking gone.
I didn't know about that.
Yeah, no.
The channel's gone. It rebranded to like something else. So he's
Discover
lost it.
Crypto, I think, is what it is right now.
Oh, that's,
Oh, yeah.
That's great.
He's lost access to all of his money. Okay, like Nux, I'm telling you right now, this man is straight up e-begging. Okay, like he's got the fucking can out, like he's got the big mason jar on the internet asking for the pennies and shit on the internet. That's how bad it is.
He couldn't fill
He
$20
is-
of gas, apparently, so he had to beg.
my God.
Meanwhile, he drives the
And
Dodge Ram
This is so
TRX,
sad.
which uses $20 a gallon, basically, or no, $20 to
And-
get a mile.
But But listen, it's a step down from his Lamborghini that
true.
was flexed to no end. Remember, they took his Lamborghini, Nux. They took everything from this man. All he has left are his Rolexes and his $1 million house. Assets that could be liquidated. Maybe I don't even know if they could be, because I don't know if he actually even owns his house or any of that shit. I feel like they're all owned under a company or something, and they're just used for advertising reasons.
This is honestly
this
so
man,
sad. Like, this is so sad.
But here's the thing: it would be sad in normal consequences. Like, listen, if this happened to like anybody that I cared about, I would be sad, dude. If this happened to like in J Station, I would be sad. The fact that it's happening to Bitboy, I don't care, like at all.
Oh no.
Because the thing with Bitboy is he has, like, the advice that he's given, and this is where it's going to get really dark. Anytime you look at cryptocurrency, like Reddit subreddits and shit, where they're during the hype phase, everyone's, like, ready to be a Lamborghini owner. They're, like, signing the dealership, like, they're writing the checks. As soon as this thing crashes, the pinned post is always, hey guys, call the suicide hotline number in your area. Because, bro, that's all they have. Like, you've lost all your money. Like, what are you going to do? You know?
That's so sad.
Like, for like an influencer, if you lose, like, for some of these guys, if you lose 10 grand, whatever, you'll make it back in like a couple days. For people, that's their life savings. So obviously, I don't care if Bitboy loses it all. You know what I mean? Like Caleb said, I think 2 episodes ago, he needs to work at a McDonald's, all right? He needs to he needs to humble himself a little bit. That's all that needs to happen, right? Maybe Bitboy can be a good guy. Highly unlikely, you know, but maybe that's all what he needs.
Yeah, I mean, like, with this recent, like, the most recent happenings of this story, that's when I'm starting to be like, oh, wow, this is getting really sad. Like, now I'm actually feeling bad for his family, because I feel like there's a lot of collateral damage going on right now.
Can you describe what's going on very recently, the stream, if people haven't seen?
Oh, man. Okay, so... Essentially, Muda got on Twitter earlier, where he no longer owns Bitboy, from what we can tell. Now there's a couple guys who essentially took that channel away from him. That's what he's alleging. And one of them apparently also took his Lamborghini. So instead of suing them, which he is doing, so instead of just waiting for the courts to handle all this and figure this out, he schedules a live stream on YouTube saying, I think it was titled something around,
this is where I hopped onto the train.
Yes. So he scheduled a live stream. So this guy knew this was coming. He was going to live stream outside of Carlos's house. He stole my Lamborghini. That was the title. Something like that. So then he goes there. He says the address on his live stream. And there was like 2,500 people watching. And then he has this like, so he goes live from what I could tell, and then he runs up to the doorbell, and then like rings the doorbell a bunch. And then Carlos doesn't answer, but he claims that Carlos answers. And then he claims that Carlos ran away. But there's this like ring camera footage of him like sprinting, like literally like ding dong dashing, and running away. And then he ran back to his TRX, and he like hid behind the bed, and that's where the live stream starts. So
that is the saddest thing I've ever heard in my life.
But it gets worse. Now, it gets so much worse.
Because, oh yeah.
Because he goes on this like 15-minute unhinged rant, throwing out like so many allegations. He name dropped like 30 people. It was wild. And then the cops show up. And then when the cops show up, we find out that he has his mistress with him and a loaded firearm.
Oh my god, this was about to be the Boogie situation 2.0.
No. We did not fire the gun.
No, he didn't fire the gun.
The gun was unfired.
Yeah, the gun was unfired.
He told the cops about the gun.
A lot of people were very unclear because we couldn't tell, like, because at one point he was like, hold up, let me get my fanny pack. And he, like, threw the fanny pack on, and he suddenly, like, his confidence went up, like, 300 times. So people were like, wait.
Yeah, it's like a video game.
Fanny pack will do that
video game, too.
Oh, yeah, and then the cops were like, drop the fanny pack! Drop the fanny pack! It was.
I love how that fanny pack, it was like playing like a fucking RPG game, like, you know, the character puts on an item and it's like plus 30 like charisma or
No,
something.
and then he like dropped it back. I don't know. Yeah, so people were like unsure if he was like moving the strap around from the fanny pack to the back seat of his truck, and so on. And then just like some random passerby like went through at some point at the stream, and he thought like this guy who was in the house like called for backup or something like that. So he went to his truck and got ready. He needed to be close to his protection, as he said. And then I guess like the girl he's cheating on his wife with is in the truck as well. So it's
No,
really
they're cool
sad.
with it. The wife knows, bro. The wife knows. She's cool with that shit.
That was the weird one as well, because he was so hesitant about saying who was with him to the cops, to the point where they like had
'cause
to
the
like
cops-
scream at him to get it out of him.
Yeah.
Which makes me go,
No, like he
"Oh."
looks down at the phone that he drops that's like live streaming, and he's like, the cops are like, "Who the is it?" He's like, "Who the okay, it's my mistress." Like,
Oh,
Jesus
no,
Christ!
this is
it's not
so
that big of a deal.
sad. I'm hurting inside. The story is like,
You see,
when
like,
did
like,
YouTube
part of
drama
me-
turn into this? Like, it used to be a magical world of racial slurs and rainbows.
It used to be a magical world of people lying about Call of Duty achievements
Yeah.
to fucking bringing loaded firearms.
Oh my
to, like,
god,
another
dude.
dude's house.
Like, I was gonna say earlier that, remember when YouTube drama wasn't about lawsuits, but screw lawsuits. Remember when YouTube drama wasn't like actual confrontation in real life?
Yeah.
Dude, I just remember back in the day, like the funniest YouTube drama that I ever had, like ever really saw. This is before I even started making videos. There was these like 2 Call of Duty channels, and like, okay, nowadays everyone copies everybody else's video. Okay, one guy makes a video on a topic, everyone else is covering that topic too, right? Like it's just a way of the world, right? Some people, they're the first ones to the topic. Some people they aren't. It is what it is, right? I fully believe that after today's Yandere development video, Yandere simulator video, I'm sure like 4 or 5 other channels might cover this situation, right? In their own different twist. That's just how it works, right?
Yeah.
But back in the day, like, and this is like some Call of Duty things. Some guy made a fucking class setup for COD. The other dude copied the exact same setup, and it started such a massive drama between the two that the guy's channel who copied, he just went into obscurity because he got roasted and destroyed that hard by the community. I'm like, that shit happens today. It's a default. It's a standard, okay? And it wasn't even that big of a deal back then if you think about it, and now. But I guess, you know, obviously your audience was much younger, so the stakes are a little bit higher for stupid shit. Now, I think it's like as that community has gotten older, the crimes, I guess, that they commit are actually crimes now, you know? Like, the people have grown up, they're actually bringing loaded firearms, they're meeting people in real life, they're driving to each other,
I
okay?
grew
They're
up with
flying to
YouTube.
each other
I remember
cross-country.
YouTube just like, I guess through rose-tinted glasses about a glorious time for nerds. But now YouTube is just everyone's on YouTube.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
I mean, back in the day, the worst
But,
things
man.
were like probably swatings. That was how serious it got
Yeah.
from Call of Duty and so on.
Which did suck.
That was terrible,
I got
yeah.
swatted. It was bad, but like, you know, that's
But
not
like
comparable
sometimes
to
nowadays
pulling up.
the drama even like violates like FDA laws. Like I was in one of the videos that I'm working on now is like the pink sauce chick because she's in like total in backwoods denial. Like she lives in an like alternate universe, bro.
Yep.
Like we live in a day and age where people create some of the wildest shit. Have you like Atozy? You made a video on
I've
that,
made
right? Like, if I'm not
like
mistaken, the
12.
pink sauce
Like
chick?
I know the pig sauce like the back of my hand, unfortunately.
Dude, okay, so to give you an idea, Nux, pink sauce is such a wild thing. When we first covered it, we all laughed at it.
Yeah.
Then she ended up getting a fucking deal. She ended up getting a brand deal. She ended up, like, actually,
Like a distribution deal, like a full-on deal. Her sauce was in
Yeah.
Walmart,
Yeah.
like nationwide, all over the U.S.
Like, dude, I took the L on that video. I'm like, wow, okay, I guess she's won, right? Like, the FDA, I guess. she's like, distributing her shit. I'm sitting here laughing at her. Who's the loser now?
Yeah.
Bro, a week ago, all of it comes crashing. Like the House of Cards season 6 levels of like final season of Game of Thrones. Like it's so bad that I debate even covering it because it's just so sad to witness.
yeah.
But that's where we're sitting at, dude.
I was literally up all night making the video on that. So the most recent happening was her essentially just throwing a bunch of wild accusations about the company that essentially like saved her entire career in business. And that was Dave's Gourmet, which is like a very established sauce company in the U.S. Like, if you go to the sauce aisle, you'll see a lot of Dave's Gourmet sauce in the grocery stores here. They swooped in, and they, I guess, naively thought, hey, if we give this woman a shelf-stable sauce, something that won't make people sick, it'll be a booming business, because look at how much attention she's dragging. Apparently not, because she could not take any accountability, and it was just a disaster from the start. Did you hear about the refund situation, Muda?
No, I didn't hear about the refund.
Okay.
I have it noted down, but I didn't look that hard into it
when Dave's
yet.
Gourmet swooped in to save her? She was apparently somewhere between $55,000 and $70,000 in the hole from what she owed her, like the people who bought her sauce, because she sold this much like defect sauce and then the FDA showed up and shut her down, so she couldn't deliver these orders. So she was apparently forced to refund them all, but there was a problem because it seems like she spent that money.
Bro.
So, yeah, Dave's Gourmet signed a deal with her, and in that deal, it said that she was going to essentially refund everyone from her own money. She didn't refund people, and then it started affecting Dave's Gourmet. So then Dave's Gourmet had to put out even more money to bail her out of her stupidity, essentially. And this happened repeatedly. She kept on going in over and over again. But the big thing, and okay, so let's say, like, this is like a life-changing deal. This is like one of the biggest opportunities you can have, right? And guess what?
Yeah.
Apparently pulled the entire deal apart. Dave's Gourmet did not want to give her $10,000 to celebrate her birthday. So she decided to rage quit the entire business and never meet up, never promote the business ever again, because she claims that her royalty fees were not big enough. But let me remind you, remember all this money that Dave's Gourmet gave her? That was being deducted from her royalty fees. So she was actually making a solid bag from this, but because they were deducting her outrageous spending and fees because they kept on having to bail her out, she wasn't receiving that much money.
Well, she was just getting advances, is what it was.
Well, yeah. So she was getting a bunch of advances, and then
by
her
how
royalties
stupid
were
some
paying
of
it
these
back.
people are. Like, this is really like an accidental fall into success here for so many of these people.
Yeah, but like, you know, it's a matter of like being able to handle that level of success. Honestly, for a deal like that, I'd even go into I'd even take out lines of credit to fucking pay people back just for the short term.
No,
because I know this is successful in the long term, you know.
It does,
but you know,
because it's an extra avenue for her. Like, it's a massive moneymaker. All she had to do was keep on being a chef, doing whatever she was doing before the pink sauce, and then just literally spend I would have been daily uploading on TikTok recipes that work well with the pink sauce to maximize that. Like, just sell that sauce so you maximize your commission, and it's just an extra stream of revenue. But she couldn't do that. So it's like,
bro, your sauce looks like Pepto-Bismol. Might even taste like it. Fucking capitalize off your success, dog. Like, do what you can.
I don't know, man. I would pull my hair all night about it.
This is the thing that kind of like drives me insane too, because like I think about distribution. Like, we're working on a product in the background too, and it's like distro is like one of the fucking most annoying parts of the puzzle.
Yep.
And like this is already being like given to her on a satin pillow, so I'm like, how can you just not like take advantage of it? Like, what the
yep.
You know? But
I've been working an entire year on releasing my own custom like rugs and mats, and I'm finally going to release them probably like next month, but it's taking me so long to get everything together and where it's actually quality.
Yeah, and that's the same with like merch too, because like merch is like one of those things where you could like work with one company and like make like a half like and make like dog shit merchandise and sell it off, but it's like
Yeah.
it does take like a fucking year to find like people that make good quality shit, and then the whole distribution stuff, and then customer support, all that crap. The fact that this was all being done for, and she still like lost it on a hissy fit because they weren't paying like 10 grand for a
10
birthday.
grand for a
Like,
birthday,
how old is
and then
this
they
person
wanted to.
again?
They wanted
How
to.
old? Yeah.
It was like 10 grand, but she also wanted an $800 designer dress and $600 designer shoes.
Oh my
on top of
God.
that. And then she said this may be posted in an Instagram video.
How are people this
No,
entitled?
TikTok video. Yeah. No, it's like, how are these people real? I don't know. It's
How old is Pink Sauce Lady?
hard to say. Upper 20s, early 30s, maybe. That would be my guess.
Basically too fucking old to be paying 10 grand for a birthday party
that-
at this point. Too fucking old for that. Yeah. that's
How are
really
these
it.
real people? Like, every time I hear these stories of, like, especially when it involves monetary stuff, that's what blows my mind more than just basic internet pettiness. Like, you know, with the weird sexual harassment dramas that have been popping up lately. Like, it's obviously horrible, but it makes more sense at least. Like, I don't even,
Dude,
like, I can't even put myself in.
Dude, it's like
in the
family
mindset to
vloggers and shit
understand it
too.
all.
Like,
Yeah.
I feel like I'm a little too late on a video, but I do want to cover that like one chick
The
that
8
got
passengers?
30 because of. Yeah, I do definitely want to cover that in like greater detail, maybe like a week or two down the road. I don't think it's not really a timely thing for me. I just want to look at it like why you shouldn't run fucking family channels. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
because in a lot of like that situation that's like
That's
like on
beyond
the very
wild.
end of
Like,
like criminality.
Kid
That's,
showing
like,
up duct taped to a neighbor's
criminality
house.
plus plus.
Yeah, that's.
Yeah.
Like, whoa.
I mean, that is like you got
Yeah.
you got to understand like this is not like like sometimes the internet does shit that just blows my mind away, and I've seen some of the worst shit on here. Like that was just evil incarnate right
It's
there.
like, I feel like
I don't even know what's
for
going
someone
on with
that
her.
doesn't do YouTube, I could see them seeing like YouTube drama as like some reality show. Like it just
Oh, yeah.
feels detached from reality. And then you speak to these people that have done this stuff, and you're like, oh my god.
So does the
I sent you the Yandere Dev messages on Discord, Muda.
Oh, I got them right here.
Like-
we'll share them when the time is here.
does the internet make insane people famous, or does fame make people insane? Like that's like the question I keep asking.
No, I
myself.
think the internet. I think the internet makes insane people famous. I mean, look at Fuzi too. He was always an insane guy.
I don't know. I feel like there's definitely overlap. I feel like,
I
it goes
feel like
both
the
ways.
fame didn't help him
There-
though at all.
No, that like Fuzi's situation is so weird because like my thing is I'm a very big optimist, but when it comes to certain people,
Yeah.
the switch is entirely flipped. You know, like there's some people, very very few people. Fuzi is one of them where I have like no hope or love for this guy. Like if I sit in a room with like 20 people, right, and like 19 of them are like, oh, this guy's kind of cool, he's a little different. I'm the one guy immediately. Like I'm like Jack. What the f- is it? You know when Jack recently talked about Mr. Beast? I'm that guy. Like, I'm the guy in the room who's like, this dude is always a degenerate piece of shit. Could never trust him at all.
Not
Like, this
Mr.
guy is a
Beast, by the
fucking-
way. We're talking about
Not
Fuzi
Mr.
too.
Beast,
Not
no, but I'm
Mr.
talking about
Beast.
Fuzi.
No, it's not.
Oh.
Yeah, it's like, I'll be the one guy, right?
Yeah.
Like, when
Yeah.
Jacksepticeye was talking about Mr. Beast, I'm the one guy when it comes about, like, Fuzi. I'm just like, there's no hope there. Like, this guy has always been this egomaniacal fuck since, like, the prank days.
Yeah.
Since the days of, like, that early Muslim grifting to now. It's like, this man cannot be trusted. This guy, you give him an ounce of fame, and he turns into the biggest douchebag imaginable.
He's
Speaking
like
of
a
Muslim,
train
speaking
crash,
of
and
Muslim
everyone can
grifting,
see
though,
it coming. That's why they like can't help but watch. That's what I feel like about him. Because especially when he was running around Vegas, people were like, "This, there's no way this ends well." But somehow, like, it kept going for weeks. Like when people thought,
Well,
like,
he
"Oh,
got
this
brought
is
out
gonna,"
to Miami with like some of the top kick guys, and
Yeah.
that's where it just spiraled out of control. People just let him go on. What were you saying about Muslim grifting there?
Speaking
Nuts?
of Muslim grifting, shout out to my man Andrew Tate for calling Sneeko out on being a piece of shit and streaming with OnlyFans girls. And then Sneeko unfollowed him on Twitter.
Dude, I love the red pill shit right now because the red pill stuff. It's like I always tell people just wait. Like at the beginning, just wait for it. Wait like a vulture, because when this shit implodes, so fun to sit around the corner. That's why like you always have Google alerts just sitting. It's like when this shit goes off, you can sit there and just say that I was right all along, because it's just a matter of time. It's a ticking time bomb, dude.
But didn't he also like make a lot of his money from camgirling? So isn't he pretty hypocritical with that statement?
Yeah, but that was before he
100%.
became a Muslim, though. So that's totally
Yeah.
different.
Oh, okay.
Whereas Sneeko
Remember, it's
is
like,
currently a
being a
devout
Muslim-
Muslim that is also streaming with OnlyFans girls and smoking and drinking.
Being a Muslim is like in what it used to be like being a born again Christian nowadays. Like, you know, you could be like Jeffrey Dahmer or something and just all of a sudden be like, don't worry guys, Christ has accepted me into the hearts. It's like, no. It's like, yeah, after a while, I'm not equating Andrew Tate to Jeffrey Dahmer. That's not true at all. That's up, okay? All right, come on now. Andrew Tate, for anybody that doesn't know, his primary money came from camgirling, casinos, like
Pimping out
like
cam
actual-
girls, basically. Like gaslighting
Pimping
them
out
into
cam girls
thinking
in
they love
casinos.
her, into that they love him, and then he will pimp
Yeah.
them out, basically, to...
I covered a video. I covered one of his defamation lawsuits very recently, where I swear his like legal team is defending actual predators, like fucking actual predators, like 34, 35-year-old men who were involved in relationships with like a 15-year-old, 16-year-old, 14-year-ld, whatever the
That's some
at the
Yandere
time,
Dev
and they're
vibes
defending
right
it
there.
like it's f***ed up, dude. It's really f***ed up. So this is like a part of the internet where like I swear it used to be 5-6 years ago that some behavior like this was just unanimously vilified, right? But nowadays it's like every time you come across something controversial, there's always going to be like a side to it, right? Whether it be politically motivated or like something in like this weird culture war, nobody can unanimously agree when bad behavior is just bad, right?
I'm with you.
nowadays
I
people
feel
will
like
defend
it's
scamming.
because if you like the person, it'll blind you into believing
Mm-hmm.
that they're better than they are.
Yeah, I mean, like, there's like, listen, as f***ing insane as it is, there's Bitboy defenders too,
Oh, yeah.
right? Like,
What?
there's
There's
people
no
that are
Bitboy
his-
defender.
There's so many.
Ain't no
Dude,
way.
even 200 grand. Like when he begged for money, like he got 200 grand, like pretty quickly as well.
Are you kidding
Yeah.
me? Why? Who would give
Oh, yeah,
them?
dude.
Who would give him their money? He already scammed them out of
$200,000.
enough. Why would he do this?
Okay, I don't understand how. Listen, what is the population of the world? Okay, billions, right?
Yeah.
Sure.
Okay, Bitboy has just amalgamated some of the dumbest in society to be his fan base. That's
I
the
guess
explanation.
that's the business move, right? I guess
see,
you gotta
I
just.
I mean, that is the business.
And then I feel like what's also happening, right, is like where, you know, like a broken clock is like correct twice, right? And some of his calls might have actually made people like a lot of money, and those people might actually be paying him back. So like that might be happening. I don't know. It's hard to say.
I mean, it is a tough world. It is like that's the thing about like financial YouTube or like financial internet or like anything in this situation. It's like trying to figure out what the truth of a matter is has become so difficult. It's become like its own. There's a reason why like investigating these things like I f***ing hate it when people come up and DM me. It's like, do you know about this game? Are you looking into it? Trust me, everyone in the space sees everything. Okay. But you're not going to hear any video from us for at least 6 months. And I'm saying that because it takes that long to come up to an actual conclusion, like actual facts, right? Like that you can present that actually make a case, right? Because so many people jump into these like investigations and they make asses out of themselves, or they like, you know, fucking poke the hornet's nest and they like cause an issue. For me, it's always like, just wait. Like Logan Paul, I can probably bet like $100,000 in amongst all of you right now that like he won't pay back anything CryptoZoo related after that even 365 day long mark, right? Like that's coming up, by the way, too. People forgetting it's almost a year since he's paid anyone back after saying he's going to pay people back. I'm waiting for the year mark to hit before I just say it has been a year since he hasn't paid anyone back. If you still defend this idiot, that's on you, okay? Like, no accountability, no nothing.
And then he goes on to be like,
Yeah.
I bought a private jet.
It's like, dude, it's like back like
He makes so
6
much
years
on
ago.
Prime. He makes so much on Prime. I don't think he would even notice if he paid them back, like monetarily.
Yeah, but
speaking.
I feel like the dude feeds off of it. You know, it's like fucking the dude is excited on the fact that he got away with it, right? Like this is some. I feel like him and his brother have like some weird Bonnie and Clyde fetish on like who can sell the most crypto crap on people, you know? Because like we talk about Logan, but like Jake is just as fucking bad. Jake is just as degenerate.
Back in
all
2021, he was going ham on Twitter. I remember that.
Yeah, he was going, and it's funny because he did like, okay, so this is so bad. People don't understand. Like the Paul brothers were doing like a fucking coin project a month, basically, right? Like this is during the era of stick dicks, dink doink, all that crap.
Mm-hmm.
And it's so funny because every single one of these projects has gone nowhere. And like I remember at the time I would call out dink doink. I'm like, this shit is fucking stupid. I'd get bullied for it a little bit. The same guys, and this is like bad because 3 or 4 of these coin companies reached out releasing videos of like Jake on cocaine, like just behind the scene. I'm like, why are you sending me this? Okay, why can you be mad at me for calling this bullshit out and then also at the same time want me to investigate this dude's coin? I'm like, you got fucking scammed by this guy allegedly. Okay, so why do I care anymore? All right, like because at the end of the day, the really shitty part about it is the audience lets it happen, right? Like that's the only reason this is a thing. The audience is they just keep letting it go on. It's not like the change starts at home, not with like people calling it out anymore.
Mm-hmm. Did you see that crypto kid who like I guess scammed a bunch of the wrong people and he was like kidnapped and like brutally beaten up? No, he wasn't killed.
What?
He was like
No.
some sort of
torture
influencer to a degree within the crypto space. I think it was like one of those Twitter influencers. But yeah, he found out.
And he got up.
Yeah, this probably happened 6 months ago, I want to say.
No, I didn't hear about that. But like, this is real life.
Yeah, I mean, like that's the
the
thing when you
internet's
put the
real.
wrong people. It's like Mexican influencer hell. Have you guys ever seen like what happens when Mexican influencers flex?
No, actually, no, I haven't paid attention to that at all.
So Mexican influencer side is so f***ed up. So in the city, right? Like there were 2 cases. One of them was where one of the kids was like fucking shitting on the leader of the JGNF cartel, like the Jalisco New Generation Cartel, right? CJNG or whatever. So he was calling out their cartel boss El Mencho. He's like, this guy's a fucking beta like loser. Dude, the next day gets fucking like killed. Next day gets fucking wiped, squad wiped. Cartel did not around on that disrespect. Like, they did not care. There was one case where this kid buys a Lamborghini, drives it in this, like, neighborhood, right? I think it was Culiacan. He drives it and rips the car around. Gets to the point where he's annoying with the Lamborghini, right? Like, just bothering the people.
Mm-hmm.
Cartel guys, like, through their social media channels, like, yo, okay, if you don't stop fucking ripping your loser Lamborghini around, we're gonna fucking do something about it. Next day, guy stops. And next day, you never hear about this Lamborghini again, dude. Like, when you remind me about the story 6 months ago, I realized that there's parts of the world where there are influencers, and like they literally have to juggle like fans, YouTube hitting him in the ass, and then also pissing off a multi-billion-dollar cartel every day. I'm like, dude. Mexican YouTube is probably the scale, like especially channels that cover like the Mexican drug war. Like there are 2 channels that I know where they like have to mask their face up because they're covering like day-to-day beats, and I'm like, dude, that is probably the riskiest thing to be doing. Like I don't understand how this guy streams or does anything without getting caught out. Internet's a f***ed up place, dude. Internet can be a wild situation. But to move on to an influencer that I think has truly shocked me. We all know about Yandere Dev, right?
Sadly, yeah.
Yeah.
Sadly, yes.
Yeah.
Now, the audience, listen, this is why I said this before we filmed. I love my YouTube channel because I can cover Bitboy, and the next day, 24 hours later, I can talk about Yandere Dev because the internet is such a vast, there's a lot of different types of people is all.
Oh, yeah.
Now, Yandere Dev is a game developer for a game known as Yandere Simulator. Now, Yandere Simulator, for those of you who don't know, is a game where you play as a high school girl that's apparently over the age of 18. Everyone in this high school is over the age of 18, okay? Remember that one. This is a very important fact. This girl falls in love with a guy who's dating this other chick, and the whole point of the game is day by day killing the people that this dude is attracted to so that eventually he will jump up to you, okay? It's a pretty simple concept. Think of it like combining Persona with, like, Hitman, and that's it, right? Like the social crowd stealth of Hitman and the day-to-day of Persona. This game has been in a longer development cycle than Cyberpunk 2077. Star Citizen.
By a lot.
Daisy.
Daisy, Grand Theft Auto 6, okay? like we're at a point, ladies and gentlemen, that I'm not even sure. Grand Theft Auto 7 will be out for at least 3 years before this game is completed, okay? So Yandere Dev is a weird guy that has he has interesting views on things like age of consent. His programming is shit, okay? This game looks like something that came out in 2011, runs worse somehow than Cyberpunk 2077, okay, or like Star Citizen even, or any game, because Yandere Dev cannot program for shit. Yandere Dev's idea of like most games optimize their titles, right? So it runs good on everything. Yandere Dev doesn't care about it, okay? If you ask this man to create GTA 5, he would actually render every single NPC in Los Santos with actual AI at every given moment, tank the game down to like 2 frames a second. This is how poorly he does things. Like, in computer programming, you try to optimize your shit. You try to go for consistency. You try to make something normal. Yandere Dev doesn't do any of that shit. Now, Yandere Dev has been getting by pretty much on the good graces of Patreon and the internet. This man makes thousands of dollars, used to make thousands of dollars, pretty much just like working on this game by himself. In the last 4 or 5 days, he's basically admitted to having sexually charged conversations with a minor. Now, I'm going to say it right now, okay? YouTube is a wild place because I think for 100% of people in this podcast right now, the easiest thing in our career is waking up and not f***ing kids. Like, that's it. You know? Like, I woke up today, all right, made coffee, did not have to fight the urge of pedophilia. Didn't have to do it. Like, it didn't even come to my head. You know? Like, it's the easiest f***ing thing in my job. Yet I constantly see it being broken by popular influencers. Like, you have the easiest, most chill job in the world, dude. You know? Like, I used to be working, like, 40 hours a week, 50, 60 hours a week, right? Like, I had somebody I, like, talked to. I had a boss. Mm-hmm. Life sucked, kind of, compared to what it is now. But these guys have easy jobs. These guys have easy, nice lives. Just don't interact with an underage fan, you know?
It's literally that like, easy. This is a life hack.
Like, honestly, it's like so what Yandere Dev was doing, and this is the thing that I hate when people are like, I'm lonely, I'm in a dark place. Well, then bring a fucking flashlight, okay? Like, bring a flashlight if you're in a dark place. If you're like, just don't talk to a minor. Yandere Dev was talking to somebody who was like 16. Yandere Dev is 35, so a lot older than us, okay? And we know better. So Yandere talks to a 16-year-old, talking about like his virginity status, bust sizes, all of this stuff. This is all a recorded call, by the way, too.
Wait, was this all recorded?
This was recorded. This lady released a video that was taken down through a DMCA by the original victim's name. So this is where it gets kind of fucked up.
I missed this bit of the lore. Wait, this was recorded? Oh, man.
There were 2 calls that were recorded. So the victim in this case didn't want this information coming out because she also felt bad for Yandere Dev. Now, the victim is a young girl in this case, and this is going to sound really... The way that I phrase this is going to be fucking fucked up, but when you're a victim of something like this, right, I respect victimhood 100%. Like, if you're a victim, it's bad that it happened to you. But you're not... You may be the first one, or you may not be, but you're definitely not going to be the last one if you don't speak up against shit like this, right? So when you come out with information like this, it kind of escapes your purview, right? Like, people are going to talk about it, and they should, because it starts to escape you, because if somebody has a platform this large... It's a really scary
line of respecting your privacy, but also, unfortunately...
Yeah, because at that point, we're now worried about... We're worried about who else is also affected too, or like, how can this keep going on, right? Because at some point you're going to have to speak up about it before more unspeakable acts kick in. So to go back to it, Yandere Dev's like this video, which I don't know if I can show it or not, because I don't want to be DMCA'd and get into this whole legal process, especially with somebody, if it is the actual minor in question who's been like kind of goaded into it. Like, I don't want to start legal proceedings.
I'll be honest, I feel like it's more likely it's just Yandere Dev doing it under their name.
It's more likely, but I'm not willing to take... I'm not willing to coin flip on it being a kid, right?
I'm with you.
But, like, which, by the way, if it's Yandere Dev, it would be really fucking hilarious, because that's also committing perjury, so, like, would not even doubt it. But,
you know what they do to Files in perjury prison.
Dude, this guy has some of the wildest shit. So this was recorded off of like a Snapchat recording that he had, right? So I'm gonna show you guys. I'm gonna show you guys some takes. Okay, these are just 2 takes.
Yes,
right?
yes. These are my 2 favorite screenshots that I found.
Right. I want you to read this. Okay, cosplay fan is Yandere Dev. This is the girl, right? Honestly, I'm different. I seem different. Cosplay fan Yandere Dev says, yeah, I think that sometimes 17 is 94.4% of 18, so therefore being attracted to a 17-year-old girl is 94.4% okay. Dude's whipping out the graphing calculator. He's whipping out the algebra on this one.
And this is
Like,
the
obviously
minor.
this
He's
is a
talking to a
horrible
minor
thing,
here.
Yeah, this is him
He's talking to a minor,
to
yes.
the minor.
He is allegedly talking to the minor here, yes.
Allegedly. Where he's saying,
Now, now
17
now
is
listen.
94% of 18.
And he's 30s, mid-30s.
He's 35.
Mid-30s, 35. Now, to remind the audience here, okay, just to remind the audience, being somebody that, studied math in school, that would mean by this fucked up, insane logic, 9 years old is somehow neutral to this man, okay? That's like 50%, right? Like anything above that, that's just a good. Varying shades of good. That's how fucked up this law is. Here's where it gets, okay? Read this one.
Oh, dude, the
You
next
are
one's
the
even
one-
worse.
You are the one
he's
traumatizing
basically-
me.
He's attacking her for saying that you're the one traumatizing me, and she's like,
So-
"I'm sorry." And he says, "This is trauma. This is abuse. This is power imbalance. I am being emotionally abused by you." And she says, "I'm 16." And he says, "You have massive blackmail over me." And she's like, "But
Now,
you're 35."
This whole video, like, this is like part of a 25-minute long like video where it's no commentary. It's just a video recording, an iPhone screen recording of like that Snapchat discussion, which that's already damning as me, when I read.
Yeah.
And here I want to preface this that I don't believe any call screenshot unless I myself record it or I myself like refresh the servers, right? But this is where it also gets more up, because then he makes his blog post where he talks about it, right? And I have the blog post actually over here. I might as well just rip the band-aid here real quick. No. We're in this for the long haul, boys. Okay, we're in this for the memes today.
It started off as like this funny thing, and then now it's just getting more and more depressing as we get into
Yeah.
it.
Oh no.
Yeah.
Oh, man.
It's here, boys. Now, when you read the words "I'm sorry," you already know what's about to happen. Okay,
Guilt.
You already know.
That is guilt.
You've probably heard some really concerning stuff about me the last few days. I did. You might have seen a video that left you feeling worried, disappointed, and wondering what I have to say for myself. Jeez, I've watched so much of his videos. I have his speaking mannerisms down.
Yeah.
Can kill me. There's a part of me that wants to say, you don't understand, the video is edited. I'm not going to focus on that. A few months ago, a fan of mine DM'd me and wanted to chat. I normally just turn fans away and tell them I'm busy, but in this case, the fan seemed really funny and interesting, so I agreed to talk. For about 2 months, I agreed to do a voice chat with her. That's the call that was brought up. Right off the bat, she let me know she was 16, so he knows. He's got that, right? At the time, I didn't perceive this to be as a problem. Why do I care what the age is? I rationalized it to myself. We talked for a while, and eventually I started to feel comfortable, and I talked to her as she was my other friend. She was one of the guys. I made the same type of vulgar jokes I make when voice chatting with my homies. This was an absolutely unacceptable mistake, right? So he pretty much agrees. He pretty much talks about it, and that's what it gets down to. So this man ruins, quite possibly, one of the easiest jobs. Well, game development is not an easy job, but a cushiony job in comparison to what else he could be doing or is qualified to. All because
Was he still getting support like all these years later to build this game?
Oh,
I think he was
yeah.
just like on varying levels, obviously. But
Yeah,
Like,
like,
I
I
haven't
mean,
heard of this
you know,
game
people
in
were
like
sub to his
6 years.
Well, there's a Patreon that he had, which is which is getting a lot, but the big donors came out of it. Honestly, the thing that kills this game a lot is the people that were voice acting for his game, like they all just withdrew support in like 14 hours, like in a span of like less than a day. Like they were all just like, "Oh shit, really? We're out. We're gone."
Yeah,
So a
understandable.
lot of the game's development is kind of thrown up. I think people that were going to work with him on optimizing this game are just gone. Like producers, people that could like kind of rein the project in, they're all gone for rightful reasons. And I think it's safe to say that this project is never going to... Not that it was going to get completed in the first place, honestly, but, like, it's just, like, the nail is in the coffin. It can't just escape. This is where we're at. And it's all because, this guy could easily have prevented this by just, being a grown adult, not doing something ethically f***ed up. People bring up legality all the time in this situation, and I'm always like, yeah, it's not necessarily illegal, but that doesn't, like, I couldn't tell any of my adult friends that I was doing any of the shit that he was doing, right? Like, that's where it gets into the line of, and, it's a weird situation with him. Influencers, man, I'm telling you, like, they have some of the easiest cushiony things imaginable, but, like, some of the easiest rules get broken. Rules that you don't even think would ever get broken, right? Don't scam your fans, don't talk to underage minors.
I feel like pretty much everyone
like
we cover are having, like, a stupid off.
I know what you mean. Like, how?
Okay.
How can they be this dumb?
Hold on, let's lighten the mood here. Let's tier list the stupidity real quick.
I'm with you, let's do it.
Well, clearly, like, Yandere's S-tier stupidity here. Bitboy's S-tier stupidity. Like, it's pretty easy
No,
to not show up at your enemy's house with a strap and the girl you're cheating on your wife with after going to a game with your kid.
I feel like they shouldn't be in the same tier, though, because it's like, they're like two varyingly different degrees of stupidity. One is like, hot take. I think Bitboy might actually be stupider than Yandere Dev. Like, Yandere Dev interacted with like a 16-year-old in a f***ed up way. It's wrong, but he didn't show up to the dude's house with a loaded gun. That is like a stage beyond it, That is like gone to the next level.
So is A below S tier on that?
A is below S tier. Yandere might be there.
The pink sauce lady.
Okay, the pink sauce lady is like, I'm gonna say like, in terms of controversy, maybe D tier, but she's an S tier and f***ing up her life, like her financial bag.
In terms of stupidity, though, I think that pink sauce lady is probably at the top.
Above all these?
No. Bitboy doing that just obliterated his competition.
Nux, can I ask you who lost the Lamborghini in this? Because Yandere Dev didn't have a f***ing Lamborghini. Pink sauce lady didn't have a f***ing Lamborghini. Bitboy's Lamborghini is seized right now. Okay, like that is gone.
Listen, I don't know. This is tough. It's not easy. I'm surrounded by idiots.
TikTok psychic stuff,
dude. That and the time travelers. I f***ing love. Okay, we can't be mad at TikTok psychics.
The TikTok time travelers.
Oh man.
Start with the psychics first. I'll follow with the time travelers.
Okay, so there's this TikTok psychic. Okay, so to start the whole story, right? Tragic murder that happened in Idaho. You might have heard it was like a mass stabbing of some college kids. But essentially, there's like a bunch of people were speculating on what happened here because obviously there was a killer on the loose. And this one TikTok psychic apparently thought this was my moment to spill all the beans. I know exactly what happened. I'm going to get a lot of attention on TikTok. So she made this elaborate story, which was complete BS, about a professor that went to the same school that these kids went to. And these kids never had this professor, so there's never been an interaction between them. So she claims that this professor had a romantic relationship with one of the female victims in this, and that she ordered the hit. And she doubled down like 100 and something times because she made like 104 videos claiming this. So this professor, who's named Rebecca Schofield, sued her. Naturally, because that's what you would do when you get defamed like that. Especially that.
I'm gonna stop you right there.
Yeah.
I honestly thought you were gonna talk to me about like psychics, like people above like shitty strip malls, like giving you shitty life advice. I thought it was gonna be that.
No,
I did not expect that we were
did
getting
you not
into
know
like
this story?
I did not expect that we were going to be flipping the fucking tarot cards and figuring out murderers through like
this
psychic
is what's happening. This is what's literally happening. So she apparently went to the school website and started doing tarot card readings on the staff. That's how she got to this conclusion, by the way. And it says this in the lawsuit.
Oh my god, she really went all out.
Oh yeah, no. And then it gets better, right? Because she gets a cease and desist, right? And then she makes a bunch of TikToks saying, I'm going to wipe my ass with this. I can't wait to prove in court that this person's guilty. And then she represents herself in court.
What? Wait, what?
Oh yeah. And then she uses her psychic abilities in court as well. And It's just
I
it's
was sure you were just saying, and then it was obviously
Hey
was
Siri, make a
proven,
note.
and she
Cover Psycho's
disappeared off the
TikTok
internet.
Bitch.
I have dude, Buddha, I probably have
Hey, Siri,
7
make a
episodes
note.
on my channel on this.
I'm watching. I'm making a video on this fucking insanity.
But
This is like what the.
because I feel like my if I make a video on it, it's like, is it laughably stupid? Yes, okay, I'm probably gonna make a video on it. That's like my threshold normally.
You know, this is the thing. Like, I feel like I've seen this on the internet, but like I thought it was an Onion article or like Hard Drive Mag, and I f***ed off. But now I'm just like, now I'm taking off the blinders, dude. Now I'm like,
No,
yeah, this is probably a real story now.
It's so real. It's so sad. And it's still going
No,
on.
but,
The court
like-
case is still going on.
That is insanity, dude. Like, what
I
in the
cannot
flying?
believe this is a real
So
story,
she's now
honestly.
claiming. The most recent update to this, right? Was that she did like a request for what's it called? Where she wanted to essentially seize like everything of the professor into the court. So she wanted to like take her phone, her computer, her bank records, her everything, because she wanted to use this to prove that she ordered the hit. And then the judge was like, "This is a wild fishing expedition, and I cannot entertain this." And she's still representing herself in court.
This is insane.
You know what,
insane.
man? You know what?
You
this
topped
is
it.
this is above everyone.
Yup,
this is like,
I'm
dude,
sorry,
this is,
pig
this is-
sauce lady.
We're making
Sorry,
we're
Bitboy.
making a new f***ing tier. Yeah, get Yandere Dev, move down the list. Okay, we got
she's
Psycho
like S
above
plus.
us.
Yo, no,
Bro,
this
she's
is
like
the top.
she's in a different universe right
Yep.
now. What the like, oh my god. You know, TikTok is one of those places where like, so I remember we had the Ken Watts situation, if I remember his
yes,
name right. That
yes.
I remember I covered that shit because man, that was like that was the biggest failure of like anybody tracking down a serial killer that I've ever seen, alleged serial killer.
Yeah.
A group.
What was he gonna
Dumbest
do at
stuff
the
that I've
police
ever
station?
Nothing. He was just, they were all there. Dude, everyone. This is the best part about TikTok as an audience. You could upload shit like The Psychic,
Yeah.
and get an audience. I can't do that here, dude.
I mean, to be fair,
today,
we're
okay?
the audience now because I am invested.
Dude, like, okay, if I uploaded a video tomorrow, okay, like, I had the fucking crystal ball and shit, and I was like, all right, boys, we're gonna try to find the Zodiac killer, okay? Like, if I started doing that, dude,
Yeah.
in a day, I'd be made fun of, okay? Like, and I would be
See,
called unhinged.
we made a terrible error when we started our careers based on rational discussion. We
Pain.
should have pandered
Yes.
to idiots right off the get-go.
Dude, I should have been a time traveler on TikTok. You know, there's actual fucking,
Yeah. So explain
like,
that.
dumbasses.
Oh, that's a good
Okay,
one.
so on TikTok, there's like an entire community of people. There's an entire trend, really, of like TikTokers that are claiming to be time travelers that are telling you of like the future. So you guys know the name John Titor by any
Yep.
chance?
No.
Sure.
So John Titor, old school, like we're talking like pre-2000, like 2000s era time travel hoax. Where a guy like predicted the future of the United States, Civil War, all of that crap, nuclear fallout in like the year 2013-14. It sounded normal and shit. Like it's you know, guy writes some future like Tom Clancy ass universe, and maybe one or two things are kind of real because it's so vague. One of his predictions, but generally it was a hoax. Now we're on TikTok where like time travelers, like they're literally claiming to be from like 2,000 years in the future. You know, talking about like Skynet taking over, all this crazy shit. And the thing is, the audience, it's not even that they're playing along. They genuinely believe these people. Like, actually believe that there are fucking time travelers that have come back and have made TikTok accounts to talk about the future, you know? That's the audiences, okay? Like, that's how fucking stupid it is.
Are they monetizing this in any way?
Probably. I remember
Other than
um,
TikTok
they're
ad
probably,
revenue, which
like,
is
taking-
Yeah, they're
kind of
probably
non-existent.
taking them off,
selling
like,
you
taking
some
them off, like,
shungite
site.
to prevent you from getting
Yeah,
hit
no.
by the 5G radiation.
Dude, it's like okay. So some of the time travel stuff is like, all right, like this is the kind of shit that we can look at it together. Okay, like we can go down this slight rabbit hole as a team. All right, so you know you go to TikTok. All right, you're gonna go to your For You page. This shit probably shows up. All right, let's look up time travel. Right, like oh shit. Now on YouTube, I would be joked out of, right? But then you've got entire channels, like, for instance, this is, what do you think? Is this a time traveler? Nearly 1 million plays. Here, let me just close that shit out there.
Oh, I've seen this video, yeah.
Dude, just watch. You're gonna see the. It's like, look at that, Terminator 7, dude. Dude, look at that. Crackheads running across the street, and we're just saying it's a time traveler.
Oh wait, this isn't the video I was thinking. I was thinking of the time traveler video where someone just goes and taps someone's shoulder before a car hits him. Did you see that video?
Yeah.
I love the top
No, I
comment
haven't
is
seen
ghost
that
at
one.
best or fake.
Yeah, I love that, dude. I love it. Ghost is best for fake. It's a spirit ghost. They can be caught on camera, dude.
Oh no.
Oh.
I think Ghost, if you look at the motion he's running in, looks like he's in another dimension. Dude, I love it. It's so great. It's just person on their midnight run or jog. No, it couldn't be that. Time traveler. Yeah.
At least people are calling out.
Yeah, like there's one person out of like 20 that are like calling it out. But my favorite though is this shit right here. Okay, not this. Where is this is my favorite dude, like on the internet, like hands down. I love this shit so much. So you guys know about who Huff Paranormal is?
No.
Okay, so Huff Paranormal is a guy that has spirit box sessions, right? So 5 things your loved ones in heavens want you to know about death. I asked Michael Jackson's soul what his favorite album and song is, okay? Now, this is getting 12K views in 8 days, so he's dropped off significantly. It used to be a point where he would get hundreds of thousands, because anytime a celebrity died, especially in India, right? Where, like,
Yeah.
No.
I'm just going to say it like it is, okay? Like, my people, some of the most superstitious types you'll ever find, okay? Somebody dies in India, people immediately go to, like, an astrologist, a psychic, before they're going to go to, like, a fucking doctor for a post-mortem, okay? It's insane out there. But let's put this guy on. So he's having these discussions with a crystal of shungite
Let's go.
and the time travel machine from Napoleon Dynamite, okay?
And this is called spirit boxing?
Yeah, so they call it ITC, which is here, actually, wait. He has an about section. Let me actually show you what it is. What you'll find is 100% real spirit communication using devices. I've created over the last 10 years. I've contacted loved ones for viewers. So sometimes they have these Discord calls, like these Patreon like group sessions, where they just sit on Discord and they talk to your bereaved dead people on like internet
Dude,
spirit
this is
sessions.
so sad, honestly.
So he's talked to people like Kobe Bryant, Michael Jackson, XXXTentacion, Juice WRLD, She Shot Rajput, Freddie Mercury, and so many more. What I do is real, by the way. I stress it again as many YouTube fake celebrity sessions for clouts, views, and yes, income. Like, there is no fucking irony in this at all, by the way.
Is he like a slightly more respectable J Station, essentially?
Bro, yeah, honestly, that's... I would say J Station is a little bit more respectable. Like,
So
I'll be
here's my
honest,
favorite
like-
time traveling clip. I put it in chat. I just found it. So this one, people have been going crazy over this time traveler.
No fucking way. I refuse to believe this.
Throw it
Can
up
you
on
guys
the
see it?
screen.
A mysterious stranger saves man's life in Turkey.
You're not sharing screen.
Oh, shit, hold on.
Sorry.
Share this tab instead. Here it is. Okay, so first off, I'm going to tell you right now, this is by UFO Mania.
Yeah, I know.
Okay? So
This is just
already
one
I'm
of
ready.
the many sources.
It's a
that
big
cover-
channel as well.
Yeah.
Oh, dude, UFO stuff is crazy. Alright, let's go hit play on this one, boys. I love this Windows Movie Maker info.
Oh
notes as
yeah!
well.
Oh yeah!
CCTV footage shows the moment a man was warned of impending danger by an unexpected tap on the shoulder. The peculiar incident, which reportedly...
That's the clip, and everyone talks about it. I've
Wait,
seen-
so this guy's a time traveler?
So that guy's a time traveler. He's walking down the street, and he just taps a random guy in the shoulder and vanishes. And then the guy turns around, and his life is saved.
I believe it.
Lucky guy.
And I'll tell you, I'll believe it. Not
Yes.
saying you want. I believe that's a time traveler, because sometimes the weirdest shit in our reality is so mundane, right? Like, think about it. In like comics, Batman is a billionaire and he like runs around beating the shit out of people, right? We've got fucking Elon Musk. He ain't dressing up like a bat. He ain't dressing up in a Batmobile and killing dudes, all right? Or at least like severely injuring them. Like in movies, time travel is cool. Like you got the Terminator and shit. In here, The dude literally went back in time just to stop some guy from being hit by a truck. That's the implication we're having. That might be the most insane use of time travel I can imagine. All right, like that might be the dumbest case scenario. But yeah, dude, that's the side of the internet that I kind of miss, dude. I wish we got more of that. I'm
The
totally
good news
okay
is we do
with somebody.
have some of it, Muda. I actually saved a comment that we had on our podcast last week. It's one of my favorite comments we've ever gotten. This ordinary gamers guy spent the entire time talking out of his ass. I can understand he's huffing some hardcore copium because he was swimming in those absurd vaccines that did God only knows what to his body. They sure didn't stop him from getting sick. I wouldn't want to think what the stuff was actually doing, but it's well scientifically proven that EMF has effects on living things, including people, and 5G has such short range that it needs 4 to 16 times as many cell phone towers to work. Over 3G
Dude,
and 4G. 5G only reaches as little as 1 mile.
Dude, it's like YouTube is so wild. Like I remember like years ago we were making fun of like anti-vaxxers and shit like that, right? Like we had the whole like we were making fun of people that weren't getting their chickenpox vaccines and all that shit. But now it's like if you even mention that again, it's like bro, your comment section is gonna be split in the middle, dude. It's gonna be like war down there, like on basic shit, which I love. Don't get me wrong, I love watching a up comment section more than anybody else, okay? But it's also a little bit depressing. Let's not ignore that fact. Jesus Christ. But Atozy, what's next for you, man? Like, what are you gonna do past the now that your arch nemesis is finally caving in?
Dude, I'll just keep doing what I was originally doing, just covering dumb stuff that happens on the internet, like laughably stupid stuff on the internet. Launching my
Do you think
my
there's gonna be a
carpet
guy
brand
that
soon.
supersedes?
That'll be exciting. What'd you say?
You think there's gonna be a dude that supersedes Bitboy for us now? You think there's gonna be a guy finally?
Dude, I don't know. I mean, like, I feel like if I go through my entire channel and have like a full-on stupid off tier list, right? Is Bitboy the top? Because like Johnny Somali's pretty up there as well. Like he is.
No, you're right.
3 years in fucking jail, dude.
Wait, how long?
Get like got there.
3 years possibly.
Like, because best case scenario for him, right? Like, what, they just hold him in there until his visa expires and then he can never return to Japan. That's, like, best case, right? And then worst case is, like, 3 years for just the trespassing. Then he was stupid enough to kind of resist arrest. He had a bunch of, like, sexual comments as the police were searching him, which could be classified as other things. So, like, plus that 99.8% conviction rate, it's not really leaning in his favor here.
Dude, I think they're going to make an example out of him, dude. The Japanese don't want to f around with any of this anymore. Like, they want to be, like, a touristy, loving country, but they're not going to, like, put it... Like, the thing is, Japan is one of those places where when Atozy says, like, 99.8% conviction rating, that's, like, that's no joke. Like... Japanese laws are very much centered around like feelings as well too, right? Like how you socially present yourself. It's not like the States, it's not like anywhere else in the world, right? Where like when people think, oh shit, I'm allowed to have like my freedom of expression, I'm allowed to do this, like in Japan, if you piss off the society, right, then you get actually it's a big deal in immigration as well too. Like if you want to immigrate to Japan, even one of the big stipulations is you cannot have made a public spectacle of yourself, a negative public spectacle of yourself during your time here. Like that's even for like permanent residency and all that shit too. Like Japanese people do not f around with eccentric types like Johnny Somali, and I hate to use eccentric, but that's what it is.
Yeah.
Johnny Somali is also very illegal in how he acts over there. The fact that you've got like the fact that he is alive even after being such a fool in that country is a testament to how much divine intervention is a real thing.
Yeah.
You know, like
well, he was like probably assaulted like what 12 times in the short span he was there.
Yeah.
Which is
but I mean, like, what did he expect? It's like he was just being an ass to everyone, which I always find so funny, right? Like, if you're gonna be a douchebag, like on the internet, like at least win a fight, you know? Like, don't get your ass beaten. Like if you get your ass beaten and you're gonna start crying and calling the cops, no, you gotta fight back or something. No, Johnny was like He was like Ethan Rolfe on the internet, okay? Like, just getting his ass handed to him, like, left, right, and center. Like, dude, you would just find and zoom in. Johnny was like an Oblivion main character, but, like, he had a bounty of, like, 2 million, and everyone was running up to his ass for a piece of that pie. That's how bad it was. So, yeah, I don't know what's going to happen. I don't know, you know, thinking about it like this, Kick itself as a platform is kind of up with some of these people. Like, Ice Poseidon recently had that, like, escort situation.
That was so stupid. That was some of the dumbest things I've ever seen.
And you know what else that does? Aside, okay, so we have to obviously talk about it really briefly first because of how important it was that this is the segue to the Aiden Ross clip of the week. Let's go.
Jesus Christ. Well, I know what clip you're about to share with the
Wait, do you guys actually have a segment that's the Aiden Ross clip of the week?
Yeah.
Dude, with the amount of stupidity he has, it's a very easy segment. Probably the easiest segment in any podcast.
Where would you rank Aiden Ross on the tier list?
Aiden Ross, bro. Aiden Ross is like he's god of the tier list. You know, like the Lord.
He is the S tier.
Yeah, dude.
Okay,
Aiden Ross is like in programming when they talk about the C language. It's like the Venn diagram. It's like this is C plus. This is like C is like the whole thing. That's Aiden Ross. He's the whole tier list. It's like you just circle the whole thing, and you're like, "That's Aiden. That's him." But go ahead next.
The story, the Ice Poseidon story, was basically he get a fan of his that he met on stream to just he hired an escort to sleep with him. Right? Is that what happened?
I think it was just like a kiss or something, right?
Was
like
it just a kiss? But anyway, they basically bugged the room. Like, they put hidden cameras in the room to film the whole thing, which is not legal.
Was the goal to film the whole thing?
Well, in context, too, ICE showed that they told the escort that there were cameras around. Like, they pointed them out.
Okay.
That it's still like, while like I guess you finally like it adds context, but at the end of the day, it's still such a weird segment, you know. Like,
yeah,
I would never in a million years bring a fan on and say, yeah, let's get this guy a hooker, guys. Like, that seems like a good thing to put on my brand, right? The best part about this is also the Kick staff. Fuck the site. One of the co-founders was on the site egging the whole thing on. Dude, I love Eddie Steak, okay? Like the guy that owns Steak.
Yeah.
Eddie. Because Kick for him is like a pack of degenerates. Like literally all he has to do is just throw like a wad of cash in there and he gets to basically have his own like on-demand Stanford prison experiment. Some up shit happening day in, day out. Like this man has created an entire live streaming website where it's all just like in clowns that he can just control at any given moment.
But
it's
also,
like
he was in chat at that time. Like, that same exact time that the escort thing was going on, he was in the chat, like, Keck W'ing, you know, with the little...
Yeah. And Aiden Ross, like,
and
people who are very high up on the site, they were all there.
The Aiden Ross clip of the week, ladies and gentlemen.
On a site like that, if we're running a website like that, you're probably going to have a pretty strong response. Be like, yeah, we're an edgier live streaming website, but even we have limits, right? Which Kick kind of said that in a statement, but this was like Aiden Ross, one of the faces of the website, by the way. When you think of Kick, you think of Aiden Ross. That's how much this man is attributed to it. So
and also, you can't forget it. I feel bad that we're not covering the Kim Jong-un thing as much as we could, because that was amazing.
I actually kind of believed him at first, and then as soon as I saw the live stream, I was like, okay, this guy.
Were you smoking crack?
I don't know. I was like, you know what?
There was a part of you that thought it was real.
Let's see. Let's kind of see. And then, as soon as I was there, I was like, okay, good, but okay.
Man, I mean, hey, listen. If you got Kim Jong Un on the show, we'd all be dead by now. Let's not around. But listen to this clip, all right? This is even wilder. So when people were telling them, hey, maybe you should kind of kick Ice Poseidon because he's trying to he's making your platform look bad. This is the most rational response, the most professional response I've ever heard from Aiden Ross. Okay.
Chat. Did anybody see these pussies that like stream on Kick that were just like, yeah, like we're not gonna stream on here if you don't suspend Ice. Like, this is just bullshit. Like shut the fuck up. Like, shut up, bro. Like, bro, it just makes me mad because Ice is someone who's kind of like super authentic and real.
I just want to stress this man promoted MILF Token Ice Poseidon just siphoned crypto out of his fans. Okay, so
Yo,
this is
crypto
real and
bro, the
authentic.
crypto bros
I remember that
be
he just
growing.
rug pulled them.
Yeah, exactly. I just want to remind the people watching. Okay, this man.
And you know
There's
the
a
wilder
clip.
thing? Both of them flat out admitted it. They both have
I bet.
videos of themselves just admitting it up
Oh,
front.
no.
Dude, that's what I love about Aiden Ross, especially, man. It's like this is Floridian education at full force right here. Okay.
Some fuck shit behind closed doors. If he does some fuck shit, it's gonna be on camera, and his community fucks them for that. So it's like, dog, all these crooked ass, pussy ass, leftist, cancel culture bullshit pussies are the ones that do the fuck shit behind closed doors, bro. You guys deserve to be trees. I said it, bro.
Get this
I
jacket?
love this man. It's like you deserve to be trees. Anyways, let's buy this. Dude, he is without a doubt one of the most like insane people that ever. He's just like. Anytime like I think of somebody that can get stupid, I showed my mom Aiden Ross, dude. Like I showed like. My mom is like,
Me too.
who's the most popular person in your space? And I showed her Aiden Ross. She's like, why is he popular?
Oh,
I'm like,
dude, you have to show her Neon now. Yeah, he's the new up and comer.
dude, I showed my mom all these guys. Like, I showed her Aiden Ross, and like, she asked me, it's like, what made him famous? And I'm like, you might as well be asking me to like prove evolution and like find the missing link. Okay.
What made him famous? Well, he acted gay with the homies. Oh.
Yeah, like that's
Okay.
one of the like he had like I guess that's the closest thing you can say. But when she asked me that, I literally like farted in my brain. I'm like, I mean, listen. At the end of the day, you might as well ask me to f***ing, like prove if God exists, right? Like I don't really know. This is an unknown question that like people have no idea about. But yeah, Aiden, the Kick is a website, and this is the thing that sucks too. Like YouTube needs competition, right? Like we all can agree. We've about YouTube, all of us, consistently. So I love whenever other sites pop up, but the thing is with other sites, it's always like their gimmick is, hey, have you been banned off of this mainstream platform? Come over, pal. We have a less restrictive TOS. The thing is, then you only attract some of the most degenerate idiots in society, right? You're not attracting like a free thinker or somebody that's like filthy Frank pushing the buttons in a sort of like satirical way. No, you're just attracting like an actual idiot, right? Like a dumbass that probably got banned for the right reasons. Because I say it like this, it's probably easier to, like, I don't have to worry. I don't wake up every day and think of like, oh shit, am I going to get channel striked, you know? Like, I kind of know how to play the videos within like TOS and like keeping it friendly.
Yeah.
So
And you're someone that actually does cover, dark things, I guess, Like,
Yeah,
you're not
like,
just
we
memeing and making jokes on stream.
yeah, we understand TOS. We understand what we can and what we can't say. And when we get something wrong, usually it's overturned because the system was overzealous, right? It's not like this where if I said the word hung on trees like that on YouTube streaming, I'm waking up to a community guideline strike. And I can't be about it on the internet. I'm like, this is so unfair. I'm getting silenced by big tech. Bro, I mean, come on now. What did you expect, right? Like, shit. But, it is what it is.
Oh.
Yeah.
Did you hear about
This-
the Omi and the Hellcat stuff?
No.
No?
This is
No,
a
I
guy
did
who
not.
made like more than $30 million, right? And he did it in a very gray zone area, maybe illegal. I don't know what they deemed in court. But if you made that much money, right? Especially in that way, would you want to lay low? Or would you want to make a YouTube vlog channel where you flexed having 50 supercars? 50 supercars in a normal...
So he was alleged to run a chop shop, I'm assuming.
No, 50 supercars in like a normal like I guess lower upper class neighborhood in the US, like just in Pennsylvania. So it's like we're talking like $800K to maybe $1 million homes. That would be my guess. I don't actually know the prices there. But he had
I
like
just
like
looked up what he's
50
being
plus
charged
cars,
with. I
like
need you to finish the
supercars.
story, dude. Oh
What'd you
my
say?
God. I just looked up what he's been charged with. Go on. This can't be real, dude.
No, dude, yeah, and like he made an entire vlog channel, like bragging, or I guess like showing off his success, giving like motivational content. This is how you hustle. But yeah, he did it off of like Fire Sticks, like Amazon Fire Sticks that he. That's my understanding
He was
of it.
doing cable piracy.
Yes. Yes. And then, have you seen his vlog intro?
I just started watching, dude. His whole video, dude. 2 months ago, Omi's first visit in jail.
He's still vlogging.
Man, dude.
Grind,
But
don't
dude,
stop.
just
I
here,
guess.
this is like 4 years, because he hit my radar about 4 years ago. Look at just his intro. Don't watch just the intro.
Okay, all right, we're gonna watch this. I love how today's just been like degeneracy. Today's just been
This
covering
is the idiot
degeneracy.
tier list. This is hilarious.
This is the biggest idiot on the platform. All right, let's watch this. All right, Omi and Hellcat vlog tour to Atlanta. All right, boys.
And this is like 4 years ago, so it wasn't even that outrageous then. It got so much worse.
Yo, hold on, Chief. Wait a minute.
Yes,
Wait a
dude.
minute. What the?
Tell me, do you know the fit?
Dude, it's like the entire audience, like the entire neighborhood, just has to see this showroom outside their house. What?
Freaking dealership out there.
Dude,
Did this guy know about the? Did this guy know about the IRS? Like, he knew about them, right? Like,
that's
it's
why-
not a fucking
that's what got
no
him.
one
secret.
told him.
Oh
The IRS, my
God.
understanding of it is the IRS is what actually put him away.
Yeah,
And I think he had to
that's a
pay like
surprise.
10 or something million dollars back.
Yo, he reminds me of that character from Brooklyn Nine-Nine. You know, the guy that shows up once a season, the Pontiac Bandit guy. He shows up once a season. You know,
Dude, I am so f***ing blown away by that. This man had like when the camera, like the drone camera, showed his driveway. I'm like,
Yeah.
there's just no fucking way.
That was 4 years ago. So about 2 years ago, it was like double the amount of cars because he only had one row of supercars going up his driveway there. He had like 2 rows and a bunch of them parked out on his grass as well. Eventually,
You know, this is like okay. So to understand, guys, cable piracy is a serious crime. Okay, very serious. One that not a lot of people actually, from what I understand, really get convicted for. So if you ever drive down the road, you ever see like on the side of the poles, it's like, hey guys, you want to get free Korean TV, Indian TV, buy from us, right? That's
Yeah.
cable piracy. So I've seen the same sign for the last 6 years. Clearly, that motherfucker hasn't been arrested. That guy's living fine.
well, that
So,
guy decided
for
not to vlog it. I guess.
Yeah, so this guy did what I believe allegedly the same scheme, except he is now buying a nice house, which, granted, isn't that big of a deal. The IRS isn't going to you for buying a nice house unless it's like a $70 million estate. Mm-hmm. Cool. But when you have a driveway of like 30 supercars, you're probably attracting the worst. But then to vlog it is also stupid. It's like, okay, listen. Let's say tomorrow I opened a fucking meth farm, right? Like, I became fucking Walter White, right? So obviously I'm making a lot of money. I'm making more money than anybody on YouTube. I'm a fucking drug lord, dude. The next thing I do is every single upload, giving away a $500,000 McLaren to a homeless guy every day. That's my videos. How long would it take for the IRS to be on my ass? A month, maximum. Biden's already hired like 80,000 agents. Okay, it doesn't take that fucking long. I'm done. This man could have gotten away with cable piracy had he not been stupid enough to showcase his fucking cars to every fucking idiot on the internet. Jesus Christ, dude. That is...
It's just every time you
That's
don't expect people to get dumber, they just do.
because at
I feel
when I found him, I thought he was running like some crazy like Turo business, like very irresponsibly, where he was using his house as like the hub for his dealership for it. But then like the more research I did, I was like, wait a second, now this can't be good.
I mean,
yeah.
like the thing is, he's smart enough to run allegedly run a cable piracy scheme. He's smart enough allegedly to do that. But then, like, he's a f***ing, like savant because he's also like he's smart there.
Yeah.
But he's so f***ing stupid he couldn't park the cash somewhere and let it just invest. Like he could have bought a couple businesses, waited a couple of years, then
Did.
bought 30 f***ing supercars. You know.
I think
Like at
he
least
bought
you can say
warehouses.
that you have the ability. Yeah, like if he bought some warehouses, like worked in like some fucking shady ass field, like logistics even, right? He could have bought whatever he wanted.
Yeah.
You know, he could have been fine. He could have lived large, dude. But Jesus Christ, this, you know what, Pink Sauce Lady, we teared her up. This guy's like way above her. Like,
I'm just
she lost-
impressed. Everyone
Bro,
is just dumber than the last somehow. How is
she
this
lost
possible?
a bag, right? She lost a
Yeah.
bag, Atozy. I get it. She lost a bag. This dude had Scrooge McDuck money. He could have jumped into a pool and swam in that money.
He's serving 4 years, from what I can tell right now.
But does he? How much of his assets have been forfeited? Like seized?
Oof. I'm not fully sure. I think he had to pay back the IRS like 8 figures. I want to say it was like 10 something M's. But I mean, he might actually be able to get out and still have some good bread.
You know, the moral of the story is if you're going to, and by the way, YouTube TOS, I just want to preface them saying this is a joke. If you want to commit, like, crimes, right, just pay the IRS. That's the only f***ing division you have to pay, okay? Uncle Sam doesn't give a f*** if you run cable piracy schemes, okay? They don't give a shit. But if you stop paying the IRS, which I swear to God, I don't think this guy, the amount of supercars he bought, I think he forgot his tax burden. I really did think he forgot it, you know? Like it is, I think, or he might have been writing off every single car as a business. And so, like, the fucking IRS was like, oh, shit.
Wait, he has more business expenses than...
His only expense in life seems to be at the dealership, dude. Like, that's it. And you know what's wild? This guy probably thought it was a flex. Just like, he probably bought them all, like, outright. Like, he probably
Legend.
straight up bought all these cars outright. Like, he goes to McLaren, and it's like, can I buy the 570S or whatever? It's like, yeah, sir, how will that be financed? Financing? What does that mean? Here's a bag of cash, like, straight out of Scarface, and drives the car out of the dealership. That's probably what he was going with, dude.
My
Like,
dumb
this
ass
man is
did
wild.
that the first time I bought a car in the U.S. It was nothing. It was not a crazy car, but like I did not finance my first car. I was just like, can I pay a debit? And then everyone was like, I need to talk to my manager. And that was like really stupid of me, I know. But yeah,
I mean,
live and
sometimes
learn.
it's not. Sometimes it's not really that stupid. If you, it's a cool thing to do once in your life, I'd say. You know, it's like I bought it outright in cash, whatever. It's mine now.
Didn't
What car was
repeat
it?
though. It was a Macan. It was a Porsche Macan Turbo. It was like the first year of it. It was the 2015.
I like how you started it off with like, it wasn't that big of a deal. Buys a
No,
Porsche Macan.
but it was 40 grand. It wasn't like a
Okay.
super car. But that was back in like 2019, I think. But yeah,
It's a fun car though.
it was a very fun car. Love that car. I love cars, but yeah, I don't know. Wouldn't do that
You love
again.
cars as much as Omi and Hellcat though?
No.
Would
I
you
don't
commit?
think
Would you,
anyone
com- would,
does.
you, would you commit piracy fraud for the fucking?
Absolutely not. Absolutely not. No.
Oh man, but I'm gonna be honest. Before we end this, he's probably the dumbest one out of them all, dude. Straight up.
Well,
Yeah,
That
shout
story you
out to
just
that
showed
guy.
me,
My eyes have been
I'm
opened.
gonna remember Omi and a Hellcat for the rest of the fucking day today. Like I'm gonna just remember that. That fucking drone shot is burned into my retinas now. Like that pan up to the fucking driveway is like, just why? But
well,
ladies
if you
and
ever
gentlemen,
need
this
more
has been a
candidates for a stupid off on your podcast, you know where to find me. I got
Let's
plenty
go.
of them locked and loaded.
Bro, we need
Let's
to.
go.
I
This is a great
think,
episode.
bro, I think we can't do Aiden Ross clip of the weeks anymore. We got to do Omi clip of the weeks. We got to look through this
Yes.
whole dude's
Sorry,
channel.
Aiden. You've been replaced.
Yeah.
Oh
Yeah,
no.
Aiden, you're not as dumb as I thought, brother. There's dumber than you. Dude, Aiden can't even own that title anymore, dude. But yeah, ladies and gentlemen, this has been another episode of the podcast. Fun day today, I'll be honest. I thought we were going to talk about Bitboy. I did not expect the Omi and the Hell. I did not expect the psychic story where she represented herself in
Yo,
court and used
that was
psychics
amazing.
tricks.
We had
She
a wild
whipped
trip
out this-
today. It like
Bro,
it
she-
started up high, and then we had like the depressing middle of it going through Yandere, and then hopefully ended it on a little bit more entertaining note.
Listen, dude, you know what? I wish I could be a federal judge. A federal judge somewhere sitting and seeing the bitch flip like tarot cards in front of me. Do you know how f***ing hard it must be to be a judge, see that in front of you, and not laugh in a courtroom? Like, not even a chuckle. Not even like, oh, haha. No. Like, to just dead face stare at that. I would die. I would actually be dead. Like, I could. But somehow this man has some fucking insane poker face. But ladies and gentlemen, if you want to check out the man who's looking into the pack of idiots on the internet, Atozy is here. So,
Thanks
you got
so
a
much.
rug business coming out soon?
What'd you say?
You got rugs coming out soon?
Oh yeah, dude, Matt.City when they launch. It'll launch hopefully 3 weeks. That's what we're guessing. But because essentially I started putting this like, you know, the original like childhood Matt behind me. And the reason I did that was because I was like, I'm a low budget talk show. All these talk show hosts have like the LA skyline or New York skyline behind them. And I'm like, I'm from a small town in Norway. And I'm like, I can't put that thing behind me. No offense, Lillehammer, obviously love them. But like, I wanted something that people could relate to. So I was like, okay, what's a low budget version of a skyline? That would be it. So I threw that one up. And then quickly I realized, it'd be better if I made my own one. So I made my own one. And then since then, people have been like, where can I get one? So I've been scrambling to make
Matt
a
City,
company
bro,
around that.
You should have gotten the domain rug.pull, bro.
Is not pull a domain servicer?
I wonder, maybe it is. I don't know. That would be fucking sick.
That would be.
Rug.pull.
I would love that domain.
Yeah, that'd be fucking crazy if you could have gotten that domain name, Jesus. But if you want to check out,
Yo, you should get
another
Dylan
great
Dennis
channel-
to sponsor it.
Oh man.
Yo, that dude is
He's
killing
also
in
he
the
deserves to be on the
impression.
tier list as well with his research.
This tier list would be way too long for a single episode. There are way too many contenders.
You know how people make those like 4-hour iceberg chart videos?
Yeah.
I think I just want to make like a 4-hour. I want to make a 4-hour stupid chart.
Just go through everyone
The
you've covered.
dumbass influencer iceberg, layer 1.
I will sit with you through it, the entire
You know what I
thing,
think we should do?
and then tier list every single person that we've covered throughout the history.
I have an idea for a video. I feel like we should get like every like commentary channel like us into a room. Like what I want to do is on a rent. So I got the idea. I want to rent the University of Toronto like auditorium, like this is where they give lectures and shit. And I want to bring us all into a room so we can all go through this like I want to film it like a lecture. Like you know how you see
That'd
those
be
like fucking
hilarious.
Harvard lectures and shit.
I'm down.
Like we
am
just
so
sit
down
down
for
and
that.
go through the entire whiteboard.
I'm not
I
even that
do.
far away from Toronto, so I mean, I'd be up there in a heartbeat.
Dude, let's plan it out. I'm gonna go hit up like Charlie about this. See if we can just. I know he's scared of flying, but we'll just drive him up to Toronto and like just go at it.
Just train him.
But,
Amtrak
yeah.
to Toronto, if they're even runs
Amtrak
one.
over here. Dude, that's good. It's gonna be fun. We have to do the college course on internet stupidity.
Yeah, that would be great.
4-hour lecture. All right, everyone, ladies and gentlemen, if you want to check out Nux Taku for amazing content, feel free. And if you also want to look at more stupid people, well, my channel is there as well too. Ladies and gentlemen, this is all of us, and we are out.